We went with benchmark vehicles, and I am super excited to talk about two really cool vans today, Van 120, Van 122, both on the 2024 Sprinter 170 chassis, both in stone gray, both with stealth PPF. Really cool Line X on both. I like them that they're both kind of going out the door at the same time because we have a good visual representation of the same exact van but done differently throughout. So interiors are very different on these two vans. We're going to get into that in a little bit, but I'm excited to talk about this one first. This van goes out the door tomorrow morning. Gentleman picks it up and he's going to be pretty stoked. He lives out of his vans. This is not his first van, but this one is going to change his perspective on van life for sure. So we have a Factor 55 winch hook, Warren winch, triple R lights, Van Compass hidden winch mount, squadrons in place of the factory fog lights. We did a big lift kit on here at the Van Compass 6.3 kit, 255 Mickey Thompson Baja Boss tires, which are awesome. I'm rocking these now on our new Quartermaster, putting them on a couple other vans right now. It's a really sweet tire. X-Bull fenders, of course, badge number, serial number 122. Amp power steps, Paragon off-road roof rack with a litter of LP6s, Girard power awning, tinted windshield. This thing, we didn't miss much on it. We are inside this beautiful earth-toned, warm and welcoming 170. I love the way this one came together. The finishes are beautiful. We have a nice blend of just rich wood tones in here, black walnut table, honey white oak, cabinetry, big fridge, a lot of countertop space, nice galley with a contrasting color, upper cabinet microwave. We've got a coffee maker, we've got a bed step. We have a lot of really cool just interior details on this van. I am really fond of the Bordeaux fabric that we use, the leather from Scheelman that we use for the benches, of course, for the front Scheelman seats as well. This is a new color for us. I've never seen it in person until these came in. It's beautiful. They are rich and warm and comfortable, and there's really no substitute for the Scheelman seats and the leather that they provide. Control panel, of course, is up top. We shot this van last night. Got some really good sunset photos. We've got a big shower, beautiful mirror, shower shelf, wood shower tray on the floor. A lot of space here to move around. You can still pass by two adults in here. We always maximize the width in all of our vans. We don't like to get in a van that's constricted on either side, so keeping it as open as possible is important. We have a Vitamix in here, fully nested, accessories ready to go. Got to get your blend on. Little storage in here. Of course, our new bed step that we've been doing quite often, which you've been seeing more and more in our vans. Trash container pull out, of course, underneath, guzzle water filter, and then just simple silverware tray organizers and a little pull out pantry to cap off the gallon. All right, you have to check out these Scheelmans. These things are incredible. I just love the way they came together. The Bordeaux leather is incredible. It's all perf, Klima feature, so ventilation, they're heated, fully adjustable. This leather breaks in beautifully like I've discussed in the past, but this particular finish is just really, I think, unique to what we've seen in the past, and it pairs very well with all the other warm finishes in here. We did a slightly different version of our insulated cab divider as well on here. So this is more of a accordion style screen. So just simple deployment, can tuck all the way out of the way, slides out, other side comes across with magnets closed. When they're done, you can just tuck it back out of the way. Different tan fabric that we used on the window covers, on the bug screens. We can do these in all sorts of different finishes as well. It doesn't have to just be our standard gray or tan. We could have matched them even to these this beautiful leather. But this one, yeah, came together really well. We've got matching window covers throughout the entire van, the rear screen as well. Pairs really nicely with the fawn colored print on the Inhabit Chili Witch mats on the floor. So insulated, warm, comfortable, can't go wrong. All right, so I really like comparing these two vans kind of in the back area here because they are similar but different. We did do the quarter panel storage lockers, so rear quarter storage lockers. These are really cool from Agency 6. We've got them on both sides of the van, so just an additional stash spot for gear that you don't need often. X-Bull fenders on both of these. Different tires, different wheels, different suspension on both. So on Van 122, we have Van Compass 6.3 kit, which gives you an additional about 2 inches, inch and a half of lift. We also did a 255/85 tire on here. So this is a 34-inch, 11.25-inch tire. On here, a 285/75, which is about a 33-inch and 11.75-inch wide tire. Very different look, very different stance, more aggressive, slightly less aggressive with the BFG. Both have awesome on-road mannerisms, off-road mannerisms. We did the Agile Overlander wheel on 122 here and the Owl Talon on Van 120. Both have rapid air down valves. These are dual valve wheels. You'll see those on all of our vans, but it has a very different look. And actually when we measure to the underside of the wheel arch here, we're about 2 inches lower on this van than we are on this van. So we've got a little bit different stance, a little bit different presence. This thing looks badass. They both do, but this one looks incredibly badass. Moving to the back of Van 122, we did some custom powder on all the skid plates, but also on the Sherpa. So we did an army green custom. So on the shovel, we used a custom color there. Monster box, Van Compass rear tuck step bumper. We actually increased the height of the Linux on this particular van to cover the lower doors. You can see on Van 120, we just left it on the plastic, so slightly different. And then of course on the new Benchmark Big Blue, we matched that taller Line-X line, which is pretty cool. Inside this van, we've got our standard signature large garage, gear garage, pull-out tray. We did actually add windows on here, which is cool. We did our custom-made in-house window covers on the back here in a tan fabric, tan rear storage bags, gear tray, interior lighting in the garage, tank monitor for water fill, outdoor shower, of course the water heater as well, water storage, big power system in here, 640 amp hours, full extension pull-out gear tray. You can fit 3 bikes on here easily. We have our in-house made rails for the beds with integrated L-track. We also do L-track on the garage so you can secure any gear that you find will fit in here. Power in the back, 110, 12-volt socket if you want an additional cooler. That's all pretty standard for us. And then of course, tucked under this ultra thin floor is a full closed loop glycol heated floor system. So toasty feet all night long. Down here looking at these two vans, just going to talk briefly about the suspension. On Van 120, we went with the Agile Off-Road Ride Improvement Package with the upgraded Fox 2.5 external reservoir shocks and struts. So this is a significant improvement over just the standard Bilstein and Fox shocks that you'll see in a lot of the front end kits. So external dampening, kind of cool that fluid down quite a bit, have a lot better rebound, a lot better compression when you're ripping down fire roads, and really just an awesome, robust, and really refined suspension. On Van 120, we went with the 6.3 kit from Falcon, so fully adjustable struts and auxiliary shock. These give you a slightly higher lift, so the lift actually comes from the subframe drop, so actually lower the subframe off of the unibody frame, and that gives you a little bit extra ground clearance in here, so you can actually see the difference, even with this much bigger tire in here, how much different clearance we have. So a little bit better up travel, a little bit better down travel, no rubbing in here. We don't need to remove all of the plastic fender liners, so we can still protect the engine bay, and we do that with strategic cuts on here. We remold and kind of reshape the interior of the fender liners. We never want to remove those completely because then you're going to spray mud and debris to vital components of the van, so we try to avoid that when possible. And then pair these things with some Baja Bosses. Can't go wrong. Love it. All right, we are inside Van 120. This thing is stunning. I love the finishes in here. Middle brown, my favorite leather that Shieldman has to offer. We went with a little bit more of a moody tone in here, so blue floor mats. We did a really dark blue above cab headliner shelf, upholstered the factory headliner in the blue fabric, so just kind of give it a little bit darker feel up front. Brightening everything up, of course, with the internal lighting, the white casework, Oregon black walnut countertops, which are incredible. We did a black panel on the fridge. We can also color match these to your cabinetry as well. Microwave on this one. It's on the driver's side compared to Van 122, which was on the passenger side. So we can switch that up as needed. Single burner induction cooktop, flip up table. Of course, the Scopema that we custom upholster in the matching and same hides that the seats are made from. This turns into a bed, which is about 6 feet long when it's all said and done. Mercedes German-built windows that are not available in the United States are awesome. Full ventilation here. There's screens for them as well. Window covers. We used our standard gray fabric for the screens, bug screens, waterproof screens, and then we also have black window covers for this one inside. The white casework really pops in here, especially when it sets off next to the blue floor. Different color scheme. I really love the way it came together. So it was fun working with this client to design something that was custom tailored to what he wanted and finished out beautifully. All right, we're gonna take a look at a van that was designed for a couple mountain bikers. This thing is gonna take them places they've never been before and a whole nother level of comfort. So store your gear in the monster box. We've got the door pistons to help keep those doors open. And then of course, park tool, repair stand. So you can hook that up, dial in your bike, check your derailleurs, seat some tubular tires, just make sure you're all dialed in, ready to hit the trails, do a little service work on the back of the van. Full extension pull-out gear tray, the Freedom Coast bike mounts. Load 3 mountain bikes in here easily, plenty of clearance, put all your gear on the systems cases. Take a shower when you get back from the trails. So why not? So these two vans, although very similar on the outside, are very different on the inside, both aesthetically and with the finishes chosen, you can really tell the difference. This van, the gentleman is going to be living out of full time. This is not his first van. He's not a van life newbie. This gentleman, this is his very first van, custom van, I should say, because he did come from one of the, I believe, a Rebel previously. So major upgrade here. 170, of course, so much larger than a 144 Rebel. Big time mountain bikers. He lives in Texas. He goes all over the place and rips around. Really cool guy, and he's gonna have a lot of fun with this van. Not gonna be living out of it, but we'll do extended trips, 2-3 weeks in it. Whereas this gentleman has the pleasure of taking full-time ownership and full-time living in this van. So follow along. We'll kind of track him a little bit as he gets settled into his new home. But this is a pretty sweet rig, and you know, they speak for themselves.